Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Oh, you don't sound excited at all. Good morning. And thanks for joining us here at the Ministry of Information for a quick brief this Wednesday morning. This morning we are joined by the Ghana Maritime Authority. And they have some 3 big announcements that they want to share with us. And we believe that through you, the good people of the Republic of Ghana will be acquainted with these 3 big stories. Now, I'm sure that for those of you who've been in journalism and the public discourse for about at least a decade now, like my colleague Abuchi at the back there, you would recall that one of the biggest stories that we used to report a few years ago, that boat capsizes on Volta Lake, tree stumps responsible. I'm sure you remember those stories, that they are looking for 10 people or 12 people or 14 people because a boat has capsized on the Volta Lake as a result of tree stumps. And I even recall my days in journalism. The question we keep asking is, so what are the authorities doing to improve the situation? The Ghana Maritime Authority has a big announcement on that this morning. They have, in recent times, removed as many as 20 on the lake, and they'll give us some details on that this morning. I think it's a very significant activity that goes to fixing many of the challenges around us, and they'll have an opportunity to speak to it. A few weeks ago, when you joined us for our press briefing, I drew your attention to the fact that one of the major threats we were dealing with as a country was the question of pirates in the Gulf of Guinea. And I recall, I think it was GNA or one of our colleagues on this right side who was asking, so what are we doing about our ability to patrol our water bodies to ward off these pirates? Because the statistics suggest that some of the most dire piracy activities are happening within our waters. This morning as well, the Ghana Maritime Authority has a big announcement on some significant investment that is being made to ensure that the incidents of piracy, particularly in the Gulf of Guinea, are dealt with. And then there's a third question of sanitation and enhancing livelihood along the fishing communities in our country that the authority responsible for our maritime space has been dealing with. They'll make an announcement on that this morning. These briefs will be given to us by Mr. Thomas Alonsi, who is the Director General. Mr. Alonsi, thank you for joining us, and please do join us at the podium on the right. While he takes his place, I also want to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Daniel Apienin, Deputy Director General, Mr. Yao Akosa Enchi, Deputy Director General, Captain Inusa Abdul Nasir, Director Technical, Captain Emmanuel Kofi Ankama, Deputy Director, Ship Inspections and Maritime Security, Nana Kwabena Boache Boampong, Acting Director, Maritime Services, Captain William Thompson, Deputy Director, Inspections and Surveys, and Dr. Richard Latte, Deputy Director, Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation. And when Mr. Alonsi is done, I'll draw your attention to a quick audiovisual production that will be on the screens. Mr. Alonsi, good morning and welcome.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. The Honorable Minister for Information, colleagues from the Ghana Maritime Authority, the staff of the ministry, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the Inky fraternity, we bring you greetings from the Ghana Maritime Authority. First and foremost, we want to thank the Minister for Information for providing the authority with this awesome platform to showcase what the authority was set up to do. That is what our mandate is, and then to outline a few of the things that we have been able to do as an authority in the execution of our mandate. Having said that, can we have the slides? It's not working, okay. Yeah, so the Ghana Maritime Authority, by way of introduction, the outline will take the form of an introduction, then we'll deal a little bit with the mandate, then we'll focus on the reason why we are here, which is to tell the country some of the key things we have done, and we are to dwell on 3 main projects, and then we draw a curtain on our presentation by way of our conclusion. So to begin with, the Ghana Maritime Authority was established by an Act of Parliament, 2002 Act 630. We are charged with the responsibility of regulating, monitoring, and coordinating activities in the maritime industry. Our mandate includes the following: to provide maritime safety administration, to ensure maritime security administration, to provide marine environment protection, and the regulation of our inland waterways transportation. We are also to ensure the training, certification, and welfare of Ghanaian seafarers, among others. In terms of the mandate, at 630, the Ghana Maritime Authority Act mandates the authority to pursue the ratification or accession and implementation of international conventions. Now, through these ratifications, the ratification of these treaties or conventions, we are able to perform our port state inspections, and we are also able to execute our flag state obligations. Now, when I talk about port state inspections, the authority has the mandate to ensure that all ships, foreign ships that call into our ports, are inspected. So it is our mandate to do that. And we do this to ensure that these ships comply with provisions of international marine instruments. We are also mandated to inspect terminals within our waters, offshore terminals within our waters. Now, with regards to our function or mandate when it comes to executing flag state obligations, under the Shipping Acts, we are supposed to register, or we are mandated to register all Ghanaian ships and to keep a ship register of same. Now, the keeping of this ship register enables us to perform our flag state responsibilities by ensuring that all these ships that are registered, 1, are seaworthy, and 2, that they comply with applicable international rules and regulations. Another mandate of the authority is maritime security administration. And under this, the authority is charged with the responsibility of ensuring the safety and security of ships and port facilities. To achieve this, we categorize our maritime measures under the following measures. We have onshore measures and offshore measures. The onshore measures are largely legislative and administrative in character. And when I say legislative in character, what I simply mean is that we superintend over a number of legislative instruments, which are very useful instruments in the fight against maritime crime. And then when we are looking at the administrative aspect of it, various committees or bodies are put in place to help us ensure that we win the fight against maritime crime. So we have the National Maritime Security Committee and the Maritime Security Strategy, among others, in place. When we talk about the offshore measures, we are talking about physical patrols and using state-of-the-art electronic gadgets or equipment to also provide monitoring so that we know exactly what is happening along our maritime domain. Another critical function or mandate of the authority is that of inland waterways transportation. And under this, we are mandated by Section 22E of the Ghana Maritime Authority Act to regulate activities and shipping in our inland waterways, and also to ensure that shipping on our inland waterways is safe. Over the years, we have also undertaken a number of accident investigations that have brought to the fore some of the causes of accidents on our lakes. And these include hazards to navigation posed by the presence of tree stumps. So now we can move to the next slide. What's this? Now, the major projects we are going to dwell on today are, one, the removal of tree stumps from our inland waterways, acquisition of patrol boats for purposes of surveillance, and then acquisition of trash skimmers and vessels. Let's move on to the next slide. Now, regarding the removal of tree stumps in our inland waterways, apart from the human element, i.e. incompetency, overloading, and drunkenness of boat operators, the main causes of accidents on the Volta Lake include the absence of defined safe navigational channels. The authority has therefore embarked on the removal of submerged tree stumps that constitute hazards to navigation. The main reason for removing these tree stumps is to create safe navigational channels in order to enhance safety of navigation. The authority has therefore selected some routes along the Volta Lake and undertaken this exercise of ensuring that we remove the tree stumps that I just spoke about. So in all, about 21,000 tree stumps from various routes on the Volta Lake have been removed between the years 2018 and 2020. So for the Dambai-Dodoikope route, about 2,200 tree stumps were removed. And the distance is about 2.5 kilometers. Then on the Yeji-Makango route, we have also, which is about 8 kilometers, we have done or removed about 3,550 tree stumps. On the Yeji-Awujakope route or channel, which is about 11 kilometers, 4,800 tree stumps have been removed. And the largest in terms of this exercise is the Tumpanja, Kodiokope, Dambai, and Ninjari channel, which is about 30 kilometers in all. And about 10,490 tree stumps have been removed from that channel. Now, the slide you have shows you, first and foremost, the situation as it was before the authority decided to embark on the exercise of removing the tree stumps. And then the situation after the tree stumps have been removed. And then the equipment that are deployed for the process of removing the tree stumps, you find a shack engaged in the removal of tree stump to the right, top right corner. Then the last one is a picture of some of the stumps that were removed as a result of the exercise. At the end of the day, we'll be showing you a video that shows the appreciation of the people along these channels after these exercises were undertaken. In terms of benefit, we have ensured the safety of navigation on the Volta Lake. Again, we have been able through this exercise to preserve some life and property. And we have also increased economic activity within the area. Why? Because in some of those places, whilst those of us in the cities have access to our business centers by roads, they have to go to wherever, whether it's the farm or to market centers, they have to use our water bodies. So this has enhanced their movement greatly. Then the acquisition of patrol boats. The Ghana Maritime Authority operates the Vessel Traffic Management Information System, which is an enhanced electronic surveillance system capable of monitoring the entire coast of Ghana, including the exclusive economic zone and the Volta Lake, using its integrated electronic detection and transmitting equipment. The establishment and operation of the VTMIS has increased the awareness of Ghana's maritime domain, and it's important to complement the operations of the electronic surveillance system with physical presence at sea by the operations of fast patrol boats within our anchorages, the territorial waters, and the oil fields in the exclusive economic zone. So so the picture you see now shows you some of the patrol boats. We have the Park Grant with Corporal Atipo. Which one? Yes, we have the Park Grant, the Corporal Atipo, and then the Odate Lanti. These are those that we could show, but there are others that we have not been able to show because of space. We have others criticism after the Kuno of Manya Krobo, Nenazuma Tekole, and then there's one that is also named after a chief in the northern sector of the country called Nab Ayeta Azantilo. These are all for patrol purposes. And then the next slide you see there shows how, together with some other stakeholders like the Navy, the Marine Police, and the Port Authority, we are able to embark on or conduct 24-hour surveillance within the ports and our anchorages and the territorial waters generally. Yes, next slide. Yes. Now, as the minister mentioned during his intro, piracy has become a topical issue within the sub-region. The Gulf of Guinea has earned an unenviable reputation of being a hotspot for piracy. And I'm sure you have also heard of some piracy activities that border on our own territorial waters that involve some fishing vessels. Now, to deal with this menace, the authority, together with other coastal states, have come together trying to find ways and means of curtailing the incidence of piracy within our territorial waters. One of the measures that have been put in place is the ECOWAS Maritime Security Architecture Stakeholders Meeting. We took place just about a few months ago in Cotonou. It was chaired by one of our own here from the Ghana Maritime Authority. Besides that, the authority has also engaged in a number of consultative meetings with the Naval Command with a view to finding common solutions to this problem of piracy. As part of our efforts to stem this tide as well, the Ghana Maritime Authority also held a meeting. The Ghana Maritime Authority and the Ghana Navy held a meeting with our Nigerian counterparts in Abuja about 2 months ago. And this meeting was actually at the behest of the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who had, before this meeting, had similar consultations with his counterpart in Nigeria, in the person of the President of Nigeria, General Buhari. Following that meeting, he mandated or he directed that the Chief of Naval Staff and myself also pay a visit to Abuja to have similar discussions with our counterparts there, so that together we fashion out ways of ensuring that this threat of piracy is stemmed or controlled. Again, as part of the efforts to ensure that we deal with these piracy incidents, we have realized that our laws, as they sit on the statute books now, are not adequate when it comes to prosecuting piracy crimes. Sections 193 and 194 of the Criminal Offences Act have a certain gaps in them. So the last time we apprehended some pirates, the last time we apprehended some pirates, it became very difficult prosecuting them in the country because of the lacuna in the existing law. So what happened was that these pirates were taken to Nigeria to be dealt with there. Unfortunately, we have not been able to get anything meaningful out of that. And for any lawyer here, and as a lawyer myself, you know that it is very difficult if a law is not provided that deals with a crime. You can't be prosecuting somebody when you don't have the law to deal with him. So together at the authority, together with the AG's department, what we are seeking to do is to amend sections 193 and 194 to bring them in line with modern trends so that when pirates are apprehended within our territorial waters, we could effectively deal with them. So this is the slide you are watching, shows the meeting we had with the Chief of Defense Staff and the Chief of Naval Staff at the Military High Command in Burma Camp. With me is my deputy, Akosa. Then the next slide also shows the meeting that was held in Abuja, at which we reached some understanding between the two countries in terms of how to deal with the piracy menace. And then the last picture there shows the meeting that was held in Cotonou to fashion out strategies by coastal states to deal with the piracy threat. The next thing we'll be looking at is the acquisition of trash skimmers. The amounts of plastic litter in the marine environment is rapidly increasing and negatively affecting marine life, biodiversity, and human use of coastal and marine resources. There is large global concern and urgent need to develop concrete action plans to remove plastics and other marine debris from the ocean. It is for these reasons that the Ghana Maritime Authority, acting in accordance with the provisions of MAPOL Annex 5 and Chapter 6 of the Maritime Pollution Act, has acquired aquatic and trash skimmers to help address the plastic litter issues and marine debris in our waters. So the picture on the slide shows you the trash skimmers that we have just taken delivery of. They are just about being assembled so that they could be deployed to help us in executing the mandate of ensuring that we keep our oceans clean. In conclusion, we are poised to perform our regulatory function effectively. And in recent times, you'll recall that the Secretary General of the IMO, in the person of Mr. Kitak Lem, visited Ghana. And when he came around, he was full of commendation for the things that we are doing in this country to ensure that with the safety and security for shipping within our waters and to keep the oceans clean. Besides that, we have also put in place measures to ensure that the maritime domain is secure, safe, and free from marine source pollution while ensuring an environment that promotes growth for national economic development. And we have a short video that will summarize all the things that we have just said. So if Mr. Honorable Minister, you would indulge us just about 3 minutes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Published under Act 630 of 2002 and was charged with the high responsibility to monitor, regulate, and coordinate activities in the maritime industry in Ghana. These include mandatory tasks of ensuring safety of navigation, flag state and port responsibilities, maritime search and rescue, and regulates shipping activities, including the safety of navigation on inland waterways.
line with this, the authority used part of its internally generated funds to remove tree stumps from the Volta Lake and the Oti River, which over the years have been the cause of boat accidents and unfortunate deaths of Ghanaians. More than 20,000 tree stumps on a number of routes with vast economic, social, and cultural importance have all been removed, paving the way for the people living in these areas to engage in meaningful economic activities and to commute safely. Between 2018 and 2019, the authority contracted the Kitekrachi Timber Recovery Limited for the removal of stumps on the 2.5-kilometer Dambai Dodoekope, 8-kilometer Yeji Mankango, and the 11-kilometer Yeji Awujakope routes. In 2019 and 2020, the Ghana Maritime Authority also paid for the removal of these dangerous stumps from the Dambai Injari 18 kilometers, Tumpunja Kudokope 5 kilometers, and Kudokope Dambai 7 kilometers. Opinion leaders, boat operators, and commuters have all praised the Ghana Maritime Authority for the removal of the stumps. The Chief of Injari, Nana Kweku Intemelesu I, expressed gratitude to the authority when members of the board and management of the GMA, led by the Director General, Thomas Kofi Alonsi, visited the area to assess the work done.
The mandate of the Ghana Maritime Authority, among others, includes ensuring that there is safety of navigation as far as inland waters, transportation on inland waters is concerned. That's why, realizing that these three stamps pose a serious risk to people who commute on the lake, so we decided to come and have them removed.
Local boat operator at Kudokope Kekikwesi said his business has improved significantly.
Particular bagia ya crossing, Panji crossing. Omonya tutundia no, ewo bagia ferry no, enam no. Inti bagia ferry nam no, ohona yena ya crossing free the Bekope Kodamai. Ohona yenam. But ebinu si funi free villages. Omoba market no. Inti omono accident where it may happen because of Indiano. Omo bomu timbe nanti Indiano. But she say omo be Indiano wo insuno say nya accident case bia ewo Indiano mo to die ebe boy ye na we boat a na machine say najo ye adwuma but first na najo no navy for no mpane ma ye no okay I didn't try because of Indiano but at this time bia wo itina say wo but say no mo to Indiano
When the trees are in the water for the previous years, it becomes difficult for canoes like this to travel. And even the fishing aspect at times become difficult for the farmers, I may say it, of course. Because at times they do have difficulties with their nets. Because if the net is being cast in the water, before they pull it out, they may either be pounded with some of the trees. So by pulling it out, you see that the net will be torn, and they will find it difficult to go home and now repair it before they will come back to their normal way. For now, as I may say, it makes the whole place very clear for traveling and other farming activities, because this is where we do our normal farming system on the water.
The Ghana Maritime Authority also procured from its own resources speedboats to help patrol Ghana's waters and conduct search and rescue in the country's exclusive economic zone. And this has made Ghana's ports and the maritime industry some of the most attractive on the continent. With these boats, the Ghana Maritime Authority undertakes night patrols on the seas to make sure that Ghana's ports retain their reputation as the safest in the sub-region. The Ghana Maritime Authority has also declared war on illegal fuel bunkering and has made some arrests. The authority is now seeking legal backing to destroy locally made wooden boats used in this illegal fuel business, which is depriving the state of colossal amounts in taxes and levies.